Hello there and welcome. Sometimes the best way to understand something really technical is to just tell a simple story. So today, we're going to put the manuals and the jargon aside, and we're going to do just that. We're going to explore a challenge that pretty much every modern company faces and how a really clever idea helps them solve it. So, let's set the scene. Just kind of picture this in your mind, like the opening shot of a movie. The world is just starting to wake up. The sun's coming up over a big, busy city. You can almost hear that gentle hum of traffic starting to build. People are getting their coffee, getting ready to start the week. But here's where it gets interesting. A lot of these people, they're not heading into an office. Some are at their kitchen tables. Others are in a totally different city, maybe even another country. They're everywhere, and yet they're all about to start their workday together.
So that's the big question, right? How on earth is that possible? How can a company keep everything running, keep everyone connected, and keep everything secure when its people are scattered all over the map? Well, that's what we're going to figure out.
To really understand the answer, we need a hero for our story. So let's meet a company we'll call Starbank. And like any good hero, Starbank has a great challenge it needs to overcome. Starbank is a pretty big operation. It's got one main headquarters, but then it has tons of branches and thousands of employees. And these employees, well, they're working from all sorts of places, using all sorts of devices. Brand new laptops, old computers from home, you name it. It's this huge, complex web of people and technology. And with all that complexity comes the first great trial, a security crisis. Every single one of those computers has sensitive information on it. Bank data, customer details, private files. The risk is just enormous. Just think about it for a second. What happens if an employee is working at a coffee shop and their laptop gets stolen? Suddenly, all of that confidential data is just out there, in the wrong hands. Or what if an employee's home computer, one that maybe doesn't have the latest security, gets hacked? Well, that could throw a door wide open for someone to get into the bank's entire system. And then there's the simplest, most human thing of all. An employee gets a tricky email, they don't think, and they click a bad link. In one single moment, they've basically invited a threat right inside. Yeah. Any one of these things means big trouble. For a bank, a data breach isn't just an inconvenience. It's a complete catastrophe that could destroy customer trust and even the business itself. So, Starbank came up with this brilliant solution. Imagine your work computer is kind of like a TV screen, and the company's secure data center is the TV station. You can watch the show, which is all your work, but the show itself is never actually stored on your TV. That's the idea. All the files, all the apps, they live safely inside the company's secure walls. The employee's devices, just a screen, streaming the action. So if it gets lost or stolen, it doesn't matter. There's nothing on. So Starbank solved its security problem. But pretty soon a new trial appeared on the horizon. This was something nobody saw coming, a sudden disruption that meant no one could come to the office. For most companies, this would have been a disaster. But for Starbank, it was just another day. Their employees simply went home, opened up their personal laptops, logged in, and just like magic, their exact same office desktop appeared on their screen. All the same applications, all the same files, all in the same secure environment. The business never skipped a beat. But there was one last trial. This one was a quiet, constant headache that was happening behind the scenes. The sheer chaos of trying to manage thousands of different computers for the IT team. Now, take a look at the difference here. On the left, you've got the before picture. You can just imagine an IT person drowning in a sea of different computers with different problems. It's chaos. But on the right, you see the after. It's calm. It's one person managing everything from a single spot. That's the power of having one central system. If you need to update an app, you do it one time, and everybody gets it instantly. A security patch pushed out to thousands of people in minutes. It's a total shift from chaos to control. And this idea isn't just for banks, it's for any place where security and speed are absolutely critical. Take a hospital. Doctors and nurses are constantly moving, using different computers in different rooms. With this kind of system, they can log in instantly, see a patient's chart, log out, and then move to the next room, knowing that no sensitive data is ever left behind. It's fast, it's secure, and in a hospital, that can literally save lives. Here's a number that'll really blow your mind. 50. Imagine you need to hire 50 new people, and you need them to start right away. How long would it take to buy, set up, and ship laptops to all of them? Weeks, right? Well, one company was able to get 50 new employees working in a single day. How? They just created 50 new user accounts. The new folks logged in from their own computers at home and started work that very day. That's the kind of speed we're talking about.
So, after following Starbank's whole journey, what's the big takeaway? Well, it really all comes down to these three keys. First, incredible security, because the data never has to leave its safe home. Second, simple central control, which makes the IT team's job so much easier. And third, true remote work, which gives a company the freedom to keep going no matter what's happening in the world.
Now, if any of this still feels a little complicated, that is perfectly okay. The goal today wasn't to learn how to build this system, but just to understand why it's so important. Getting the why is always the most important first step.
Learning something new should never feel like a race. We can build on this, piece by piece, together. So just take your time with it. The real goal is just clarity, not speed. And I want to leave you with this thought. If a piece of technology ever seems confusing, it's probably not your fault. It's often just been explained poorly. Our goal here is to try and change that. Thank you so much for joining me on this little journey today.